Hi, my name is Shahabuddin Ansari. I am SAP full stack developer. In this video, we are going to discuss one UI5 issue which I found during my coding and I want to share with you. So in this video, I will share the issue and the solution I have. So to explain the issue, let me first show you the application. So here is the basic, uh, very basic application in SAP UI5, custom UI5. So the requirement is very simple. I have input field and submit button. So I enter the values in these input fields, click on submit button and by display them on the console. So let me just do that one. And now I click submit button. You see, it's reading the first value, but the second input value is coming as undefined. So this is the issue. Now let me show you the code how I have designed these three controls. So going to control, let me go to the view file. Okay, so here you can see in the main view.xml file, I have the first input field given the ID as ID input fn, placeholder fn, and I have the button for the submit attached one event handler. Now the second input I have created in the controller. You can see here by using the JavaScript code. I have given ID here as ID input ln, the placeholder, and the width of 200 pixel. So many times in the real project, you will find code where we are creating the UI control in the controller file at runtime. Many times I have seen. But when we try to access this control using normal way, this.getView by ID and give the ID name and get value. So it fails. So this is the issue basically what is happening. So let me show you even on the code here. So let me go to source. Okay, let me take to the right. Okay. Yeah. So when I enter the name here and click on submit, so it stopped here. So if I try this dot get view dot by ID and the ID is ID input ln. Now syntax error. Oh, I missed the double quote here. Yeah. So you can see it's giving undefined here. Okay. Now on undefined uh, value, if on undefined thing, if we try to do get value, we will not get anything. It will be error. So what is the reason behind this one? So let me explain you in the Excel sheet why this is happening. So this is the issue basically. I just explained that I have input field. When I click on submit button, you get undefined. And this is the code which I showed you, that when I created the control using JavaScript in the controller file, so this issue is happening. Now the root cause is, as you have seen in the code, how I gave the ID name simply as the string value. So that way what happens, when this UI control is created, it is created at the global uh, level, at the global registry level. And when we are doing the this.getView, so that means in the current view it is trying, whereas the ID which we have given is not present in the current, it is present at the global. So there is difference. So the root cause is when UI5 control is created using JavaScript in the controller file at runtime, and if create ID, I will explain this create ID is not used to register its ID. The controls ID is registered in the global UI5 ID registry. So this is the issue basically, that when we are creating here, it is going to be registered this UI control at the global level. Okay. So how to fix this issue? Now the one reason, the one way is obvious, use create id. Okay, so this is the one way. Another way is you create your control in the view file only, don't create in the js file. But many times that may not be possible, so we have to create the control in the controller file. Third way is, which I will explain. I'm listed. I have listed here sap.ui.getCore, and then to the byId. So let me show in the code that how this will work. Okay. So the first thing is, as I mentioned, use create your control in the input. So then it is straightforward. It will work. Now coming to the second solution. Now here I have given the ID, so I have to use this dot create ID. Now we are forcing UI5 framework to register this ID in the current view only, and I save it. Now when we are looking up for this ID, so we are looking at the correct place, and then it will definitely find. So let me try this in the browser, that now we will get it. So I enter my name, submit. So let's see what value we now get. Now you see we getting, then get value. Okay, so it's properly working now. Okay, so that was the second solution. And there is one more solution. Imagine you don't want to go with this approach, you are like creating the control like this only, so we cannot find value like this. What we have to do, instead of that, we will use last name, this is equal to. So rather than going to the current view, we will go at the global level. How we can do that? sp.ui.getCore. Now this will give the global access to the UI5 control, and then we put, then we call the method by id input ln dot get value. Okay, now let's run it and see. Okay, clear the console and submit button. So we stopped at that place. So you see, by doing this way, we cannot get. So let me now change sap.ui.getCore, and you see we are getting the value. So these were the type of like 2-3 ways we can avoid this issue. And when I found this issue, that was tricky for me to understand why this issue is happening, and I like found the solution how to resolve this one. So I hope you learn something, and do share your comment, or if any other way you find to resolve this issue, so please let me know in the comment box. So here I'm just explaining how we can solve. So the one way is using the like defining the UI control in the view file. Second was by using this dot create method, and the third was by using sap.ui.getCore. So thank you very much for watching the video, and do share your comments and like the video.